Chairman of China's Cabinet Workers' Democratic Party, Minister of Commerce, Ambassador. Vice Minister of Commerce. 外长。副总统秘书。财政部长。贸工部长。农业部长。道路部长。铁路部长。信息部长。投资公司负责人，驻华大使。Nice to meet you, Ambassador.
Excellency, Mr. President, first of all, let me thank you very much for the honor of this state visit. It's a prelude to the summit, the FOCAC summit. It's my first visit to China since I became president. Ghana has been, indeed, ever since the early days of diplomatic relations between us, a very, very firm friend of China. Indeed, it was my predecessor after the relationship was established by President Nkrumah with Mao Zedong and Premier Chou En-lai. Was my predecessor as president, MPP President John Akufo, who voted the famous historic vote for China's admission into the Security Council. And since then, we have been a very firm advocate of the One China policy. We've never deviated, and we continue to be a strong, strong supporter of the One China policy. The cooperation between our two countries has been excellent. And for the last 3 years, China is now, in fact, the largest trading partner of Ghana. We've displaced our old colonial associations in terms of economic cooperation and development. And we're very grateful for this turn of events. In fact, we're looking to intensify and deepen that cooperation. We have some major issues ahead of us. We have entered into the era of Ghana beyond aid. We want to build a self-reliant, prosperous Ghanaian economy that has an independent personality in world affairs, to underline our sovereignty, to underline our commitment to a world of equality of sovereign states, which is very much your vision of the world, and it is a vision that we appreciate.
They will sign respectively an agreement between the China National Health Commission and the Ghanaian Ministry of Health on hospital cooperation, and a framework agreement between Sinosure and the Ghanaian side on financing insurance cooperation.
最后
They will sign respectively the Memorandum of Understanding on the launch of regional aviation cooperation between the two sides and an agreement on the peaceful use of nuclear energy.
签字仪式到此结束，谢谢习近平主席。
China and Ghana, as you know, as you yourself have just reiterated, have a very long history of very warm and strong relations, built upon by the early leaders of our, and since then we have been developing it, and we're now in a position, I hope, to move to a new era. I'm comforted by one thing. The last time I came to China and had the opportunity to speak to a Chinese Prime Minister, that was the beginning of the Bui Dam project. And we continue to benefit very strongly from that initial project. So I'm sure that coming to speak to you today will be the beginning of many new developments for Ghana. Our main concerns, as you know, have to be with the cooperation that we have been receiving from China in the development of our infrastructure. Is not taking into account not just roads, hopefully railways, but also our telecommunications. We are very anxious that the Chinese government supports Huawei, the Alpha 2 project of the Huawei Corporation. It's an important development for us in our telecommunications infrastructure. And then also, of course, the oil and gas developments that we want Chinese interests to focus on. So we have many things that we want to do. The most significant of which, of course, is the Sino-Hydro transaction that is going to allow us to have access to a large sum of money, which is also not going to burden our debt profile that we have already in the country. And we're looking at this transaction to afford us the opportunity to expand and improve our road infrastructure as well as the railway development of our country. So there's so many areas of engagement that we have with China, and we're hoping that this visit not only reinvigorate our relationship, provide us an opportunity to contribute to the success of the summit, but also enhance the nature of the cooperation between our two countries. So it is with a lot of expectation, with a sense of friendship and solidarity that has brought us here to China.